Cardano just had a major upgrade get delayed, and a lot of people are saying this spells doom for Cardano's price. And so is Cardano headed to zero? Or can Charles Hoskinson and the Cardano community resurrect this project and bring Cardano to all-time highs? In this video, I'm going to go over what the Chang hard fork delay actually means and when you should time your Cardano exit. If they execute this, Cardano's going to all-time highs, and I have the exact price on where I think it's going to head. And folks, I've looked at the headlines of the last 2 days. I've never felt more bearish on Cardano. We need more buyers. The holders prepping to cash out. ADA price at risk. Investors demand recovery. And then they just get blunt. Is Cardano a dead altcoin? Well, folks, they're saying this because the Chang hard fork just got delayed. But what is the Chang hard fork? In 10 seconds, the key takeaways here, it is marking the beginning of the Voltaire era, which is going to introduce governance, aka on-chain voting, where you can make changes directly on the blockchain. And then last but not least, they're adding upgrades to the smart contract platform. But why was the Chang hard fork delayed until September 1st? Well, that is going to be the next epoch. More on what that means in a second. But there has been a setback here. You can see it was initially scheduled for late August. Well, we're at late August right now, and now is pushed to the beginning of September. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, had a tweet where he explains everything. It looks like, simply put, Binance and a few others need more time to get their houses in order. So you need to get the SPOs, stake pool operators, to get the upgrade, but you also need the exchanges to get the upgrade. And the world's largest exchange hasn't done it yet. So now they're pushing it until the next window, which is going to be September 1st. We have to wait for another epoch. And an epoch is basically how Cardano measures time with their blocks. It's the calendar of the Cardano community, and it just means 5 days. So we got to wait for the next 5-day period. So it has now been pushed back to the beginning of September. But what about the prices? I told you I have the exact price I think Cardano can go this cycle, probably in Q3 2025. So let's look at it. And to determine the price, we're going to be looking at the Cardano Bitcoin trading pair. This is ADA priced in Bitcoin. And you can see right now that one ADA token is a very small fraction of one Bitcoin. But what in the charts is screaming bullishness? Well, let me point that out to you. First, I notice some bullish divergences on the Cardano Bitcoin trading pairs. And so if we look at the price action, you can see in the price, we created a lower low, while on the relative strength index, we created a higher low, meaning the markets want to push it up. And we pumped 100% off the news last time, and I'm expecting something kind of similar. But when I looked at a really large time frame, aka the weekly candles, I saw a trend line that Cardano is respecting, and it makes me even more bullish on ADA. And there's a trend line dating all the way back to 2017 that lines up today, and when I see this, I can't help but feel very bullish on ADA. So if we catch the wicks out and then we run it out to today, you can see this is a very strong level of support. And when I see a trend line dating all the way back to 2017, November 2017, and it matches up today, it makes me very bullish on Cardano's price. So what is this trend line that I've identified here? So if we catch the bottom of the bodies right there and then catch the wicks on the weekly candles, remind you, look how perfectly Cardano is bouncing at these levels. Now, again, this is Cardano priced in Bitcoin, and it looks like Bitcoin wants to lose value against ADA. So this is going to be great for your altcoin bags. Now, earlier identified when Cardano pumped against Bitcoin, last time it pumped about 100%. In order to see if Cardano were to gain from the bottom here about 100% again, well, looky here, we hit this line beautifully, and this line has been very important for Cardano's price. If we click to the daily chart, you can see how strong a support / resistance this line has acted in the past, and I think it's going to do the same thing in the future. So if you look right there, you'll see 1087, that's around 1100 sats. And so this yellow line is going to be the first point of resistance for Cardano to gain against Bitcoin. You just see this dating back years and years and years. It's a very important level. But what about the Cardano price prediction? I said I have some insane price predictions for you. Let's get right into that. So the first thing we need to look at is how much can Cardano gain against Bitcoin? Well, I have a prediction here. I think we're going to hit this trend line that we've been respecting for a long time. This is all the way back to the first bull run, to the second bull run, and I think we're going to knock against it on the third bull run. Now, it makes a lot of sense for Cardano to lose a little value against Bitcoin. This isn't me being bearish on Cardano. It's just if you look at the numbers, most of the Bitcoin has been released. 19.475 million of the 21 million billion tokens has already been released, 92% of the token. But if we look at Cardano, about 35.5 billion out of 45 billion tokens have been released, meaning only about 79%. So we still have more Cardano tokens to release, meaning, it might lose some value against Bitcoin. But if we were to measure this, it looks like it can do about a 6x against Bitcoin. So now this leads us to our Cardano price prediction. So if Cardano can do a 6x against Bitcoin and Bitcoin doubles, that means Cardano will do a 12x from these levels. But I think Bitcoin can actually triple. We're right around 60K, and I think Bitcoin can easily hit $180,000 around September, October 2025. And so let's multiply here to find out Cardano's price prediction here. So right now, 1 ADA is 36 cents. And if Bitcoin can do a 3x and Cardano can do a 6x against Bitcoin, that gives Cardano an 18x. So let's go ahead and see what the price prediction is. That gives us a $6.48 Cardano. And if that seems a little bit crazy to you, I ran this up. That's not even a 1,700% pump. It's actually a little bit lower than that. And if you don't think Cardano can do a 1,700% pump, you weren't here last cycle, because Cardano did much higher than that. It did over a 3,000% pump. And if you got the bottom, it did over a 4,000% pump. And so yes, Cardano can jump 1,600% against Bitcoin. It can easily hit $6.54 this cycle. And if I had to give a date, I'm going to say around Q3, Q4 2025. So don't get shaken out by all the misleading headlines. Cardano is not dead. It is stronger than ever, and I'll see you in your ADA bags at the top.